witnesses there on the streets today are describing Yangon as, again, the parts of Yangon where there have been clashes, again, as a battle zone. It's now kind of a war of attrition, really. The protesters are sort of setting up barricades. They're using railings. They're sort of digging themselves in. When the security forces come in with stun guns and tear gas, they retreat. They go down the streets. The security forces try and pursue them. They're regrouping. It's very cat and mouse. They're doing this in several locations across Yangon to try and stretch the security forces, and in locations across the country. And there have been reports of live bullets being fired and several injuries in a location up near Mandalay, the second city. So, there still is this sort of standoff on the streets. The protesters are determined to remain out there. Now, the military have announced via state television that they've asked the junta has asked the security forces not to use live bullets. Now, this is a bit of to suppress and disperse the protesters. This is a bit of a strange situation because the security forces are part of the military, and the military is headed by the junta. So it feels very much like a propaganda statement. And we are hearing reports that live bullets have been used again today. So it may just be that they're aware the world is watching after the bloodshed at the weekend, after the many killings. They're under increasing international condemnation, and they're feeling like they've issued a statement to try and show that they're behaving responsibly, and they are at the same time blaming the demonstrators for inciting violence and for acting like mobs and introducing anarchy onto the streets. And they're saying we, of course, have to go in and tackle that.
Philip, what about the opposition? What has it been doing from a political standpoint? Are they trying to band together more to try and counter the military regime?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you see the protesters on the streets. There's the strike that's of civil service workers and government workers that's attempting to paralyze the junta's workings. But now the opposition, which we're saying the opposition, they are the people, the National League for Democracy of Aung San Suu Kyi. They won a landslide in November's election, but they have been thrown out of power by this coup. They are several of the leading politicians have been arrested, including Suu Kyi. But the ones who haven't been, many of them have gone underground. They're in safe houses, and they're organizing a parliament in exile. And now today they say they've established a shadow government. They've named certain of these MPs to Union of Myanmar positions, government ministries. It's symbolic, but it's important because the other nations in Southeast Asia are meeting to discuss the crisis today. We've obviously had the international condemnation from America and the EU of the killings over the weekend. So the opposition want to show that they aren't a spent force. They want to show that politically, as well as in terms of the sort of people power protests, they're still active, and that they are a force to be reckoned with. And that so these appointments today, they won't be going in to run any ministries, but no one's really running the ministries because people are on strike anyway. So it just is designed to continue this sort of impression that the junta does not actually rule the country at the moment, despite them having the weapons and the nominal power.